Well, taking care of your car is a really important thing. We're going to talk about that and car maintenance and how it's kind of changed by generations. Joining us today, automotive expert Tom Grothous, and thanks for coming.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Help everybody out on their cars.
Right, exactly. And, you know, maintenance is important, right? I mean, you got to keep up on oil changes and that kind of thing, right?
Even though our cars last longer, they still need maintenance. And that everyday maintenance, the drive lines and things like that, our engines last longer, our transmissions last longer. Electronics, not so much. So it's one of those situations you're dealing with.
Right.
But what I was talking about generations is, in the silent generation, our parents and grandparents came from the war, and they would buy a car, they'd buy a Ford or they'd buy a Chevy, and they were religious to them for life. You might have bought your first Ford because Dad had a Ford.
Right.
And consequently, then we go on to the millennial generation. And back when it was the silent generation, you had the dealerships, and then you had a service station that would do your oil change or maybe an exhaust system. Well, the millennial generation, your service stations are dropping off. The dealers are still there, but everybody goes, oh, I don't know if I want to go to the dealer or whatever. And I always say, get to know the service managers by name, get to know the mechanics by name, the technicians. When they know that you know them, they're going to take better care of you.
Right,
you know, it's
yeah.
just one of those, it's inherent for us to do that. We always want to take care of the people that are taking care of us.
Right, yeah.
You know.
So get to know their name and, you know, ask for them. I mean, it's okay to do that kind of thing.
You know, if you're going in for an appointment, they make an appointment, you say, is Johnny going to be there? Is Bill going to be there?
Right.
Let me say, well, that's his day off. Well, then give me a date, you know, another different appointment time.
Right, yeah.
So that's how millennials are doing it. Then you go on to the Gen Xers. The Gen Xers, well, it's like at work. Where do you take your car? And maybe I belong to an organization, and then I'll ask the people in the organization, where do you take your car? And then they'll get ideas from them, and then they'll hit YouTube. And they'll go on YouTube and see what are the better ones to go for what they're looking for.
But, you know, word of mouth, I mean, it seems like, well, maybe that's not too bad, but you might want something different than what the person you're asking from, you know what I mean? It might
they might be going for an oil change there, and you go, oh, I didn't know they did that.
Right.
Well, they do. So each generation changes how they do it. And then, like the millennials, a car isn't a big thing to them. A car is getting them to point A to point B so they can go to work or whatever. I mean, a lot of millennials didn't get their license from high school.
Right,
and that's
yeah,
why,
exactly. No driver's ed in high school, that's why.
The governor is actually saying in Ohio, saying you have to do driver's training even if you're 24, 25 years old and haven't had a license yet. So, you know, that's what we're dealing with. I think in driver's training, they should do a little more on where everything is on your car.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then you go past millennials, and then you go to that Gen Zers, and you don't even have a car, and they go, well, I just take Uber, you know?
Right,
So
yeah, exactly. It is so different, isn't it?
There is no connection to the car like it was from our generation forward. And that's kind of a bad thing, but yet the cars are lasting so much longer. When you have a problem with it, it's usually $1,000 or $1,200. That's the bad part. But in between there, shocks, tires, 15,000 miles, we'd change the tires. A tune-up, 15,000 miles. What's a tune-up now? Well, we take it in when it's acting up a little bit.
Right, yeah, exactly. It is interesting how things have changed over the generations.
By the generations.
Yeah, all right. Well, Tom, thanks for coming today.
Glad to be here.
All right, don't go away. We'll look at medical news next.